I was introduced to AQUAPOL, and I think it's the best thing that could have happened to us so far. In the sense that they offered to initially study the problem themselves and suggest solutions. They just did not try to cover the problem.
When we contacted AQUAPOL, they immediately put us at ease, came and said, well, look, we'll come and talk to you, we'll show you how we work. They drew very simple graphs that I could understand, not complicated books that I couldn't follow. Everything was explained to us simply. It didn't involve chemicals. Because this building is very old, we can't drill into the walls, we can't do anything that's going to damage the building itself. And AQUAPOL was something that wasn't going to damage the building, but was going to improve the quality of life for the people that work here.
I met AQUAPOL probably at just the right time, because I was about to start plastering my house. I was still not completely convinced that I had solved my humidity problem, but I was at a loss at what to do next. That's when they came in. So we did a site visit. They realized that yes, I could plaster the walls, but if I did plaster the walls straight away without some sort of additional intervention, the problem would come back out in a matter of months, maybe a few years.
The problem here in this property was that the whole property was all affected with humidity. One of the main problems actually that was in this property, apart from the actual humidity that you feel, was that there was water just leaking from the windows during the summer and winter. There were some contractors who gave us different ideas how to do it, but this all failed. The rising damp was still there.
So they spent time testing the walls, going around the house, trying to find out the origin of the problem, and offering also some detailed explanation of what was happening, which made us feel that we were at least now beginning to understand a little bit better the problem.
Our first experience was contacting them thinking, really don't like the sound of this is too good to be true, it's not going to work. We thought we were going to have to use chemicals into the walls. We're worried about the running costs if we had to have a bigger dehumidifying system in.
One of the main concerns with this property was the fact that there was no damp-proof course. Ma kienx hemm qatran del-proprjetà, so fighting the rising damp was one of the main things that we somehow needed to deal with.
What we learned from the test is that the humidity, apart from rising up, it actually is destroying slowly the fabric of the walls. We learned that the water is going up through the small capillaries of the stones, deteriorating the stone itself. Apart from the feeling that you feel everywhere damp, the stone is actually being damaged.
After the first inspection, we discovered that there was more water in the walls than there was in my veins. So we did a check against the water humidity level of my body and the humidity level of the walls, and there was more water in the walls than there was in my body. And that's quite worrying, because I think our body's 70% water or something. So that was quite worrying for us.
AQUAPOL have been to the home several times now, doing all sorts of tests, explaining to us what is happening, and also explaining to us what the mechanism that they are using is actually doing.
Treating humidity, one of the things that I've learned two things with treating humidity. First of all, it requires patience. It's not an overnight solution. Whatever you do needs time, especially in a house like mine, which had been closed for a number of years. You need to give the problem time to fix itself. But also, treating humidity is a bit like going on a diet. You can choose to eat healthy, you can choose to go to the gym, but just doing these things not necessarily together will not give you the desired results. AQUAPOL helped me move in that direction. There are other things that I did to treat humidity, to fight my humidity problem. Using the right plaster is one of them. Making sure that the walls are treated with the right chemicals before the plaster is applied, another one of them. Making sure that there's enough ventilation, that there is enough air in the house is also very important. But then AQUAPOL complements all of that to also continue fighting particularly the rising damp problem.
For the installation, it only took a day. They did a lot of tests, seeing where is the best place to install it. And when we actually were discussing the AQUAPOL product with the representatives of AQUAPOL, they told us as well that there is a money-back guarantee if the actual system does not give the results that we're expecting.
Then there is another added bonus to this. The added bonus is that if eventually we ourselves are not happy with the results and maybe the instruments show that there has not been any significant change in the humidity within the home, then it's money returned. So that to us, it puts our mind at rest that we're dealing with a serious company.
Before, everything in our cupboards was gone mouldy. But when I approached AQUAPOL, I wanted a one-time solution that actually resolves the problem rather than just hides the problem or camouflages the problem. Many people paint over the problem, but it's still there. AQUAPOL solves the problem.
We're very happy with the AQUAPOL boat service and with the AQUAPOL device. It has fixed one of our major problems that we had. And if we had to try other systems, they will actually damage the structure of the property. So now, after 2 years, after we actually have solved the humidity problem, in every month during the year, we don't feel dampness. And from the results, it's showing that the actual dampness went down to almost zero.
Dealing with AQUAPOL was a pleasure. The people behind the brand, the people who service you on the island are very, very nice people, super approachable. They're just a phone call away if you have any problems. So that was definitely one of the things that convinced me. But then again, if you don't trust them completely, there's always a money back guarantee. So even then, there's another reason why one should be able to put his mind at rest when it comes to dealing with AQUAPOL.
I would definitely suggest AQUAPOL to other customers, yes.
The system has been so good that when a church in Brussels that we are linked to was saying that they were having problems with damp, I contacted them and said, you must get in touch with AQUAPOL. And they contacted me and said they were putting the same system in their church because it had had such a positive effect on this one.